Welcome back. A new campaign is underway to inspire and connect more people of color to enter the biotech industry. It's called Life Sciences in Full Color.
I'm from Dorchester. I'm black. I had kids at an early age. I'm a football player. Don't have a degree, but now I'm a scientist. I'm passionate about disproving the stereotypes people have against me. Most people, when I tell them I used to play semi-pro football, they say, "Oh, you look like a football player. You don't look like a scientist." And I'm like, "Yeah, I know, I don't look like it. I don't dress like it either. But I've learned to be comfortable in my own skin and who I am." For my work, I run a lot of studies. I'm hoping the work that I'm doing can actually cure cancer, not just treat it. My initial encounter with cancer was a cousin of mine, and she didn't survive. That made me get into this field. I'm really hoping that we can obliterate cancer, but it's going to take time.
And joining us now is Gretchen Cook Anderson, Executive Director of Lab Central Ignite, a nonprofit with a mission to cultivate greater diversity across the biotech industry. And Randy Echevarria, a lab associate at Lab Central. Welcome to you both. Gretchen, right now there's a significant demand for employees in life sciences and demand for a diversified talent pool. Tell us about Lab Central Ignite and how it connects underrepresented students to the industry.
Hi there. Thank you, Karen. I just want to thank you so much first for having us.
We're so happy you're here.
And to talk about, this pivotal public awareness campaign. What we know is that historically, particularly Black and Brown professionals have really not had the opportunities to engage and connect with opportunities in the life sciences and biotech, not only in the state of and Commonwealth of Massachusetts, but across the country. And so we at Lab Central Ignite, we are a unique platform. So we were formed in January of 2021 to specifically address racial, gender, and other underrepresentation in the life sciences and biotech. So, we're really a unique platform, which puts us in a kind of cool position to do some interesting things that, to our knowledge, have not been done before in this industry.
Gretchen, Black and Hispanic workers across the United States make up 28% of the total workforce, but only 17% of STEM employees, according to Pew Research. Why is there a lack of diversity in STEM fields? The answer may seem obvious, but I'd like to hear your opinion.
Sure. I think there are a couple of reasons. One, I think historically, for those of us in the Black and Brown communities who have gone into the sciences, we have had a traditional trajectory of going into medicine, to become doctors, to become nurses. There's a history of folks in our families and in our neighborhoods who are nurses and doctors. But biotech is it's kind of a new wave for many of us. It's not traditional. It's not that career that has been talked about around the dinner table, so to speak. And it's not been passed down generation after generation in the way of kind of career opportunity. And so the other piece of this is that again, it's been an opportunity, a lack of opportunity for those of us in historically disconnected communities. And so Black and Brown professionals, both at the board level, at the kind of early career level, we're kind of missing still in this particular career sector, which has a lot of wealth creation opportunity for us, as well as opportunities to contribute to the creative science that's out there saving lives.
So Gretchen, I want to hear what Randy has to say. Randy, tell us your story and how you became interested in science and biotech.
I've always had a fascination with science ever since a young age. I've always liked trying to figure out how things work. Originally, I was drawn into physics and the math. In college, I eventually ended up transitioning into biology. It just made a little bit more sense for me personally. And finding Lab Central was kind of a hiccup, but a really good one, and one that I would love to use my platform to get other young folks into the industry.
Randy, have you found this to be a lucrative and sustainable career path for you? And do you think there's room for continued advancement for you?
I'm sorry, I couldn't quite hear that.
Yes. Do you think that this has been a lucrative, a money-making opportunity for you?
Oh, absolutely. This is my first professional job after college, and it's one that has definitely given me lots of benefits. It's opened my eyes to advocating for myself, pushing myself to keep growing and learning, and it's just launching me forward in my career. And it's definitely been lucrative in more than just one way.
Randy, for those listening in the audience, how do you think people who are interested in entering the field who have no experience, how could they find their way in? What types of training programs are there?
You said what types of training programs are there?
Yes. Uh-huh.
Well, there's many different training programs. Lab Central themselves work and partner with Lab Central Ignite partners with many workforce development companies, the Life Biosciences. They all have different training programs for folks that don't necessarily have science backgrounds. So anyone looking to transition into the field is more than able to at any point in their career.
There's plenty of opportunity. Come on in. Gretchen, tell us about the new headquarters for Lab Central Ignite. Why is the location in Roxbury so important?
Oh, wow. Yeah, we're really excited about this new kind of P3 parcel space that's being developed and will come online in the next few years. It'll give us an opportunity to actually work in the community. This is kind of a live, work, train, and as well as be entertained space, multi-use space where we'll have about 10,000 square feet of learning lab, classroom space, and office space for our team. It really will allow us an opportunity to get steeped in the community. We're already in Cambridge, and that's very exciting. And we're located just across the street, interestingly enough, from one of the oldest housing developments in the United States. And so we're always working to try to build bridges and connections to our community around us. But this is going to give us a great, just an even amazing opportunity to be right there in historic Roxbury community.
Well, Gretchen and Randy, thank you for being here to tell us about these wonderful opportunities. We'll see you soon. Making math meaningful and accessible. Coming up, the new trail in Cambridge that could help children explore new paths. That's next on Cityline.